There probably isn't anything that could happen to anybody, to any parent, like losing a child. We had come to Hawaii. We were here a couple of years. We got off the plane and walked down to Punahou, but they accepted him at Punahou, not because of us, but because he had all the credits and he had all the stuff that he had done, and he had already done things like he spent, I think, almost 4 years singing with a group with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Got a National Merit Scholarship for 4 years at Syracuse University. And he wanted to go there because it was close to Broadway, and that was his ambition, was to be a director on Broadway. The letters were just great, and the last letter we got, in fact, I was sitting reading it, and he's saying, they made me take a class in choreography, and as a part of my requirements anyway, and he says, you know what? This is in his letter. He says, you know what? I have a talent for it. And I thought, yeah, this is why I'm sending my kid to college so he can learn choreography. Anyway, and so I'm reading this and the phone rang, and it was the Dean of Students at Syracuse. I still remember the Dean of Students was assuring us that there was no liquor involved, there was nothing wrong, they weren't doing anything bad. They were horsing around on a fire escape on the 5th floor of a fire escape in a dormitory, and it was covered with ice. It's in Syracuse. We both took it pretty hard, but especially Joann took it really hard, and for 2 years we kind of bobbled around, not quite sure, and I followed her.
And so I had this one dream. Peter and I are walking along the bank of a river, and of course the river is the Jordan, and he leaves me on the side of the bank, and he goes into the middle of the river. He turns to me and says, "It's all right, Mother, I was ready to go." And that was the most comforting thing, that it happened. Now I still grieve, but it was this, I just couldn't, we were so close, I just couldn't believe he'd go off and not tell me and not say something, not comfort me, and he did.
It was a long 2 years, and then we discovered an organization called Compassionate Friends.
When we found out about Compassionate Friends, there was no group here in Hawaii.
Now Nancy and Joann finally founded this group, and they met here at the church for 15 years, and they had a little classroom. They call it the upper room over in the preschool building, and once a month they would meet in this room.
But what was so significant, we could not have done this if this church had not supported us. And it wasn't only a meeting place, but with the national organization, you had to have an address. You had to have a place to receive announcements in their papers. And my beautiful Waiokiola family asked the board, and well, of course.
So I think we've been very fortunate to have found this church when we did.
We have this good life in Honolulu, a good church, an outstanding church, outstanding people.
We've met people here and still have friends here that we will always be grateful to for what they have given us and the opportunities they've given us to participate.